So in this video, we'll see how to use the cursor AI. So until now, you might have already heard it's gaining a lot of popularity because it has AI capability. So just like VS Code, so it's VS Code with AI capability. So you can see it will help you to create an entire application from scratch by just writing a prompt. So we'll create an entire MERN stack application from scratch and we'll see whether it will correctly create it or not. So it helps to speed up your development so you don't spend much time writing the same code again. So if you can download this for free, depending on your operating system, and one you also need to create your account. So once logged in, you can go to the settings page and you can see how many requests you can make. So 500 prompts request you can make, and this is free trial. So for 10 days you can use it as a pro member, and after that you need to pay. So let's see how to use this. So once downloaded, you can open the cursor. So it's just like VS Code. So I have already created this cursor AI demo empty folder. You can also click on open folder to open if you have that folder. And now once clicked, you can see you will see entire blank screen, and you have this chat with your code base. You can see control enter. There is also prompt and edit. So you can have various options. So once this open, you can press Control Shift P or Command Shift P, and you can enter here cursor settings. And here you can see various settings. So you can add some certain rules to use only React for your application or only functional components. So whatever you want, the rules you should follow for all the projects that you will be creating using cursor. So you can add those rules here. And there is one more thing in here. So by default, this is disabled. So you need to enable that. So your code will not be saved by cursor. So to improve their functionality. So if you don't want to allow your code to be shared, then make sure to enable this. Now you can see models. So it has a lot of different models you will get. So Claude, GPT 4.0. So you get a lot of extra models. So if you have OpenAI, you can also enter that API key here. And that's it for here models. And in features, you can see there is a composer. So composer is so useful if you want to select multiple files and instruct to do something. So make sure to enable this. So, and here, that's it. You can also read all other settings. You can enable that. Beta, we don't want this. So now you can just press Control L or Command L to write a prompt. So we'll ask this cursor AI to create a MERN stack application from scratch. I have written a prompt, create a MERN stack application with client folder for React application and server folder for Node.js, Express and Mongoose. Application code for event registration application with nice UI design using Tailwind CSS and Chatsuite. So you can see it uses this Claude model. So you will get more clear and correct code. So now I will just hit enter and let's see what it gives. So you can see it has given the folder structure and also all the code which we need. So one thing you need to remember, this AI tool is not no code tool. So you need to have some basic understanding of how to create a MERN stack application. So it does not create everything for you. It just gives you code, but you need to know how to create those folder structure. So it tells you that create servers index.js. So we need to create that folder and then create that file. Then you can use it. So let's create two folders, client and server. So this is server index.js. So let's create index.js. And once it's open on left side, you can see there is a apply button. So just click on apply. It will correctly identify that file. So it's asking whether do you want to put this code in index.js. So I will click on continue. Now it will show you this code added here. So let me make this smaller. And now you can just click on accept if you want these changes. So I'll just click accept and I will save this file. Now what next? So we need to create this models event.ts. So inside server event.js, and here I can just click on apply event.js, continue. Now I will accept. Now we need to create routes events.js and click on continue. You can see it gives all the code which you need. So you just need to follow the steps. Now we need to create the client. But before creating client, you can see this is just for code. But whatever packages we need to install that. So inside the server folder, we need to first create Express.js application. So let's go to server folder and we can just execute npm init -y. So it will create a package.json file, which is very important. First, before installing any package, you should have package.json. Now you can install whatever packages we are using: Express, Mongoose, and .env. So if you check here in index.js, it's using .env, Mongoose, Express. So whatever packages it uses, we need to use that. So you can see all the packages are installed. Now we need to work on the client src app.ts. So it's using like giving us TypeScript code, but I don't want to confuse you. So we'll use JavaScript. So I will say use JavaScript instead of TypeScript. So based on this prompt, it will regenerate code. So you can see it has created src app.js. So you can see now we will not be able to copy this file as it is because we have not created a React application. So again, let's go to client folder and we need to first create a React application. So we'll use Vue.js, npm create Vue, and I don't want to create any folder inside it. So I will just say dot here. So it will create that React application directly inside client. So I will select React and JavaScript. Now you can see entire application is created. We just need to do npm install. Now we can copy this src app.js. So it's JSX, that is fine. So now this will open. I will click on apply app.jsx, correct. Click on continue. So it will write all the code. I will click on accept and I will save this. So now the file is saved and you can see it correctly uses the version 6 of routing. So we have not told to use routing, but it's also using that. That's a good thing. So it correctly identifies what needs to be done and how to create that application. So now let's use src. We need to create pages and event list.js. So select src file icon and paste the file. Let's click on apply event list, continue. We can see accept. Now let's go down. Now we need to create src components navbar. So you can see it has created JS, so it should be JSX as we are using Vue.js. Every JavaScript React code has to be in JSX. So it does not suggest you, but you need to know that. Otherwise, your application will not work. Now we need to set up tailwind. So it has given some instructions, but these I don't think this will work. So you need to know how to create tailwind CSS, initialize tailwind CSS, and you also need to use shared CN. So we have told to use shared CN. So if you go through top, you can see, and it's also using those components. So inside this event list, you can see it's using components UI button. So all these are shared CN components. So where is our navbar.jsx? So let's see that navbar. This is empty. Yeah. So we have not applied. Continue. Accept and save. Now we need to create tailwind config. So let's go to tailwind CSS. So whenever you are setting up something, always follow the documentation. So framework guide, now bit. And I will copy this. So inside the client folder, I will paste it. So this is fine. So you can see there is warning. These are linting related errors. So you can ignore those for now. So as we are using version 18 of React, you actually don't need this import statement. So you can remove that. So that's what it's saying. So if you don't want, you can remove that. Let me remove this. So I will not go get those red warnings. Now let's copy this tailwind inside tailwind config. I'll paste here. Now we need to add this in index.css. So I will remove everything and I will paste this. Now, yeah, we are done with this. I don't want this app.css, so let me remove. This app is fine. Let me remove this import also. This is all fine. And whatever packages we need, you need to check. We have installed React on. So we need to install React router down and what it's using for API call. So it's using fetch. So once you open this file, you can press Command K. So if you want to change something in any specific file, you can also ask here. So you can just press at and you can select the files and you can select the file which you want to change. So I will say event list.jsx. So here I will say use Axios instead of fetch. So just press add symbol and you can select any of the file. So it will give you the code related to Axios now instead of fetch. So you can see it has told to install this package. So let's install Axios. And inside this event list, we can apply these changes. So this looks good. So instead of fetch, it's using Axios. So I'll click on accept and I'll save it. Let's remove this React import. Now we also need to use this fetch events function. So it's telling what changes it has done. So now we also need to use Shadcn. So let's go to Shadcn UI, get started, and we need to set up those manually. So click on installation, bit, and we have already done tailwind configuration. Here we need to create yesconfig.json. So as we are not using TypeScript, we'll create jsconfig.json. So inside client, jsconfig.json. Make sure file name is correct and it's needed. So you can't skip this. So Shadcn UI requires this file to be created. So let me paste this, copy. So we don't want this. I'll remove this and I will add this code. This is fine. So again, you can see this is some linting related error. This is warning. So you can skip this. Paths, src, this is all fine. Now we can just copy this and paste it inside vite config. So this is also fine. This is linting error. Now we need to initialize the Shadcn UI. You can see it speeds up your code. So you have got all the code which is needed for the your entire application. So server code also we have got. So you don't have to waste your time. So here it's creating user reference. So I don't want to add attendees. So let me remove. So you need to know what you are doing. So I'll select new app style, neutral, CSS, variables, yes. So you can see Shadcn UI is also configured inside our client folder. So now what we need to do, so let's see how we can run. So you can see to run this, it has not added any script. It's not given any script. So you need to know, just install inside server folder. We'll install NodeMon as a dev dependency. We can also use Node if you want, but we'll making changes, so it's better to use NodeMon. And NodeMon should not be installed as a dependency. So let me add a dev script here. Let's say NodeMon and index.js. I will also create start script with just Node. So you should always have start script. So when you deploy your application, this will be executed, not dev. So whatever packages we need, we have installed all of these packages. Now let's run the backend application and let's see if it works. So it has crashed. Course, we need to install course also. Now any other thing? We also need environment variable to connect to MongoDB. So I will create .env inside SR server folder and I will add my environment variable. So I will add MongoDB at last connection URL. So it will correctly get this. So this will be MongoDB URI. Yeah, this is correct. Now let's run it again. You can see server is running on port 5000. That means it's working. Now let's see the client application which is created. So this is our slash route. So it's going here and it's using the exact same 5000 port. And course is also installed, so it will not get any error. So you can see it uses some components. So, but we have not installed any components. This is our own component. But with Shadcyan, you can see these are all Shadcyan components. So you need to install all of these components manually. So here we have just one card and button. So let's go to Shadcyan and how to install component. Just copy this. This is server. Let's keep it running. I will open another terminal for client and paste it. So let me enter here. Overwrite, yes, overwrite. So now it has created, you can see inside components, now we have UI folder with button and card. So all the required components are installed. Now let's run the application, client side application by executing this dev script. Now you can see this is opened. Let's see if it works. We are getting error. Create event. So we don't have any create event here. So it has not created. So let me ask it, give me code for create event.js file. So it might have forgot to add it. So you can see now we got that code. So where to put this? So it's getting from pages creative. Now let me apply here, continue, accept, save it. Now this is created. Now we have one more error. Event details also we need. Give me code for event details file. We need to create this also in pages. Let's click on apply, continue, accept. So this also uses some card. Here you can see we have some extra components. So let's install this. Input, then label, text area. So whatever component this is giving, we need to install those components. So these are all Shadcyan components. So it correctly references, you can see dot components. So it's coming out, going to components, then it has UI folder and all these folders are used. So it correctly uses this. So it knows, so it clearly knows from where to get these files. So there are no upcoming events and we have option to create event. Let's click on create. You can see this looks nice. So let's give some event, description, some description. Let me make this smaller so we can see if there is any error while submitting. Now location, capacity for create event. You can see event created successfully. Okay, you can see. Wow. So it has created a nice UI is also done. Click on view details. Now here we are getting error. So it's not able to find that API. So there is no route specific to this event for getting single event. So let's copy this and paste this. So what it indicates that we have not created any route for events and that specific single event. So if you don't know, you can just copy paste this. So I can say getting error. So it will give you that code. So getting error this. Now let's see what it gives. So you can see it has created that particular route for me. So it need to be in event.js. So let me open event.js. It is in routes. So let's click on apply. So you can see it has added this event and it has not cleared the previous thing. So I will click on accept. Now save this. So once it's saved, you can see server is restarted again. So if I refresh this page, you can see, oh, so event we get these details. Register for event, failed to register. So let's see what error we are getting. Again, this route is not there. So let's copy, getting error. So this means this route also does not exist. So it will give you that route. So make sure the file is open on the left side, click on apply, and you can see it has added this particular route. Click on accept, save this. And you can see server is restarting. Now let's clear this and let's try to register for event again. Fail to register again, we are getting this error. User ID is required. So let's see. So you can see there was user ID which was used. We removed that from the model because I don't want to complicate. So you can see it correctly uses that user ID. Shared event whenever equal.body and it's register attendees. So let's go to that code model. Let's bring that back. So there is this model registered events. Now let's try to do that again. Register for event. So you can see we don't have any user right now created, so it's giving error. That is fine, so we'll not be fixing that. But you can see that it has created a nice application. I can click on back to events. I can see that event. Let's create another event. Description, another description. So you can see this does not look good. So this is create event. So I don't want this timestamp. So I will just say add files and create event. Remove time from the date picker. Just keep date selection. So you can select any file and tell what you need to change. So you can see create event. Now let's open create event. And it has modified that code. So let's apply here. So you can see what it has changed. So you can see instead of date time local, now it's using date. And that's it. So let's accept. So before accepting, make sure to see what it has done. So it's clear what it's changing. So if I refresh, now you can see you have only date selection. So now let me create that another event, another description. Let's just select the future event, New York, event created successfully. Okay, you can see now this is looking beautiful. So we can also tell to make it more beautiful. So this is switch page list page. So if you check the app.jsx, the main route is event list. So we can select add. So you can also see the docs. Also, you can also tell how to make that UI look like. So let's go to. So let me go to book my show events and we can tell it to make it look like this. So I will copy the URL and I will just say web, add web, and I will enter this and I can say add files, event list, change the file UI to look like book my show link provided. So now it's analyzing, searching the web, and it's trying to understand how the UI is looking in that particular book my show website. So you can see it has modified that code. So event list, let's go to event list and we can apply these changes. You can see the UI is changed a bit. Click on accept, save, and let's see how it displays. So let's go to this. You can see now the UI is looking different. So this is how it's not exactly similar, but you can see it has identified what is there. So you can also add any image. You can also give some image using @web, and you can tell to make this UI look like this. So this is useful. So you can see it has changed this image screenshot, and you can also tell it to use some random image. So book now, you can see it again going here. So it's working fine. You can see the UI is really nice. You can also tell it to make it more useful, make it more. You can also add some extra fields if you want to add. So you can see this has created a really nice application. Within less than an hour, we are able to create this entire application. So it simplifies your coding, productivity is improved. So you don't need to waste time in writing this. So, but you need to know how to create application. This is useful if you already know something. So you need to know all these things so you can quickly create these files and fix those errors. So you can see we got this error in user ID. We will not be fixing that. So the video will become larger. But if you know how to fix, you can easily fix that. So you just need that user ID to be registered. So first create a user, then you can provide that user ID that will be registered. So you can see this is really mind blowing. So you can easily build. So it's VS Code with AI capabilities. So you can easily create any type of application. Just give prompt to create that and it will create. So this Claude 3.5, it's really powerful and it gives you correct code and good code code quality is really nice. So whatever you want to change, you can change that. So I can select this code and I can add to chat. You can see control L, or you can also say control command K or control K, and you can tell this what you need to use here or what extra things you want to do. So here getting all the events, then I can say sort all the events by their timestamp. I can just press enter. So you can select any code and it tell it to modify that code. So you can see it has added this sort function. So I'll just click on accept. You can see it has added sort and it will sort that code. So whatever code you want to modify, you can just select that and you can just say command K or control K. You can also, so this is one command chat window. So this remembers what you have done. So if you want, just like ChatGPT, when you open a new chat window, it don't have any previous context. So if I again press Command L, you have lost all the context. So you can see all the chats. So you can ask something new if you want to add something extra here. So you can also go to the previous chat and you can ask some follow-up questions. So this is really useful. You can speed up your development, whatever you want to do. So it will not create your entire application as it is, but it will help you speed up your application productivity. So I really like this. So it whatever you want to do, so it automatically creates and gives you all the code, so you don't have to waste some more time. So I can also tell it to make it more beautiful for this create event. So I can go here, I can add, you can see it has selected all these files. So I don't want these files, so I can again press command L and I can say make the create event page look more beautiful in file at files created. So you can see it has updated that file. So it's generating that code. So it's saying existing state and function. So you don't need to replace everything. So this is create event. So make sure you correctly read. So we have this state and all other things. So you don't want to replace this. So just copy this return. We'll copy here, minimize this, and I will paste. So you can see it's using card footer. Let's import that. Now if you see, let's import card header. So whatever imports missing, you can import those. Title, description, content. Let's save this and let's see. You can see now it has created more beautiful UI. So if you are not satisfied with this, you can also ask, give some image for the reference, and it will create that particular UI. So I find with this particular. So if you want, you can also add searching here. So auto suggestion. So you can give more instruction, and it will create that. So this is really useful, Cursor AI. So if you want to quickly create application, you can easily create this without wasting much time. So if you already know how to create application, it will speed up your development. So that's it for this video. I hope you have really enjoyed this. So whatever you want to do, you can go here, control enter. So whatever commands you have, command L, command K. So you have this selection, command K, it's control K if you are using Windows. So whatever changes you want to do, if you just say command L, it will open a new window. So it will not have that previous memory. So you can ask new questions. If you want follow-up question, just open the previous chat and ask the follow-up question. So you can see that's it for this video. If you found this video useful, do like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.